Communication is possibly the most important thing in science, and I'm only really beginning to realize that now that I'm a mentor myself.
So many of the difficulties I've seen with mentorship involve a student and a professor not being on the same page. The simple idea that we could correct that by better communication is often overlooked.
There's a lot of human interaction in doing research. And one of the most important things is that you develop the skills to be able to effectively communicate to lots of different people from lots of different backgrounds.
Everybody has different communication styles. Some people are very communicative and emotive. Other people will really hold things in.
Introverts or extroverts, or detail-oriented or big thinkers. If you look in science, all of those different communication styles are well represented.
The more you understand your style and the styles of others who you're working with, the more effective you'll be as a researcher.
Ultimately, mentorship is about the relationship between two individuals. In order for those two individuals to be able to engage in an effective way, they need to understand that they come from different backgrounds, and there are going to be differences in the way that individuals perceive the same exact situation.
As an example, there's a woman who works with me who we would meet every 2 weeks, and we were doing this for more than a year, and I always thought we were having these great meetings. And what I eventually learned is that every single time we would meet, she would walk out of my office and pull out her hair and say, "I have no idea what Bruce is talking about." And it turns out that we are just coming from very different communication styles. I would think about great big picture ideas of what we're trying to do and how fabulous it was going to be when we change the world this way. And she's very detail oriented and would always want to know what's the next step. The power in scientific communication and even mentoring relationships comes when we bring the strength of different styles together. She wants to focus on the next steps, and that's great, but she has to know where the big goal is. My focus on the big goal is worthless without turning that into individual steps. Communicating with somebody who has the same communication style as you feels very easy. But when you only talk to somebody whose communication and thinking style is the same as yours, you don't get the benefits of being challenged to look at a problem from a different dimension. One of the important things that we can do is to ask ahead of time, before there's a problem, when and how do you want me to raise things? Would you like me to send you an email question? Can I pop into your office and ask? Do we have a regular appointment? So communicating about how we should communicate, getting on the same page about our expectations of how we're going to work together to solve problems is very important.
Something that I bring into being a mentor is the understanding of how to help other people from underrepresented minority groups. You're basically coming into science and coming into academia as a completely different society that has different rules, that has different etiquette. It's really hard to navigate all of those communication barriers as you're at the same time learning a new language, which is science.
Everyone is an individual with a unique set of experiences that is part of the fun of actually engaging with someone else and having that intimate mentorship relationship.